What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new found video. In this video, we have the new Agent Bounty Hunter's abilities leaked, and they're looking pretty goddamn spicy. So we're gonna break it all down, but the GameLeap website is the best place to quickly climb, like many have, to Diamond, Immortal, or even Radiant. Do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now, before we begin, as with every single normal leak, not only can the leak actually not be 100% true, but Riot can also just change what they were going to do, like they did with Omen. So keep that in mind. There's still some time before this agent releases. These things are subject to change, but let's jump in anyways. First off, we gotta talk about the Prowler ability. So equip fire to send a creature out, which travel in a sight line looking for enemies and or trails. Hold fire and move mouse to steer the creature in the direction you are facing. When the creature finds a trail or enemy, it will move towards them upon reaching the enemy. It will start a 0.5 seconds cook time and then near sight the closest enemy for 3 seconds. Only one creature can latch onto a trail ever. Now, this actually perfectly lines up with some data mined information about the fact that this agent probably has some sort of controllable deployable like Sky's dog or Sova's recon drone, and that really lines up with this. Now, the interesting thing here is that there is a trail. So you send it out and there is literally something that you track, you know, like you're a bounty hunter, right? You're tracking down enemies and you're gonna see something on the ground. This makes me think of Bloodhound from Apex. You're literally following a trail and then you find the person, they can't hide, they can't run from you, and then you got them. You blind them and then you could push in, you get information all in one. Definitely interesting to say the least. But the most interesting thing to me is how fast this enemy will move. Will it be faster than a dog, the same speed, and is it destroyable? There's a lot of other factors that we don't know yet, but I'm definitely interested. Now, the next ability that got leaked out is called Seize, and this is equip an orb, fire to throw the orb. The orb will travel until dropping to the ground. Upon hitting the ground, it will stay in place and cook for 0.5 seconds. After 0.5 seconds, a zone will expand out to 7 meters, and all enemies caught will be tethered to the center. Tethered enemies suffer 75 decay damage, are deafened, and cannot escape the zone by normal means for 5 seconds. Can be reactivated in flight to drop earlier. Okay. This actually seems fucking nuts. Okay, so you throw an orb, it's a throwable, and you can make it drop early if you want to. So you can activate the zone, and it will drop straight down and activate, or it will just activate right there. And it's basically a fucking prison, right? You're controlling these people. You're a bounty hunter, right? So you have to hunt people down, then you have to find people, then you have to trap people, and they are freaking tethered, stuck in the zone, and deafened, plus taking damage. Basically, if you're caught in this, you're absolutely screwed. Let's say an enemy is hiding in a cubby. You find them with the damn Prowler. You blind them. Then you seize them. Now they're stuck there, taking damage, can't leave. You swing them, you kill them. Easy clap. I don't know. That seems like a lot of steps, but at the end of the day, the fact is Seize can actually seize multiple people in a choke point, and it sounds like that 7 meters is actually pretty large, so you're going to be able to maybe even catch multiple people trying to push through a choke. They're stuck. They're screwed. And yeah, another ability that I'm curious once we see the big picture, how it's going to play into the Bounty Hunter's kit. Now, next up is Haunt. Haunt is equipped an orb, fire to throw the orb. The orb will travel in the air for 1.5 seconds until dropping to the ground. Once it hits the ground, it raises back up and turns into an eye that can be destroyed. If the eye sees an opponent, it will reveal them and apply a trail debuff that lasts 12 seconds, can be reactivated in flight to drop the projectile earlier. Now, this might be the only way to create trails. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the Prowler also sees trails, like automatically. This is unclear, and we don't really know fully what the trail subtype or the trail passive is going to be. What I think is that there's some part of this character that we don't know fully, some passive potentially, something that defines trail, for instance. And I think that trail, of course, is just going to be your ability to find people, right? It says you're going to reveal them and apply a trail debuff. So the fact is they are revealed, and the trail debuff does something. Maybe it makes them slower, easy to chase. They can't run away as well, and maybe you see their footsteps on the ground. We don't know exactly what that means, but the interesting thing here is this is like a info orb. Like, it's like a Reyna eye, the eye of fucking Sauron, that gathers information for you and then tells you where enemies are. And it can be interesting. The fact that you can throw it out and then you can pop it early means that you can use this, you know, throw it out, get some info, and I think that this could be really, really cool as a character to gather information. You got to think about Haunt as something similar in scope to like a recon drone / recon dart, right? You throw it out, you can get a lot of information around whatever site. Like, let's imagine a Senton A, you could throw it through, and then if it sees anybody, it's going to reveal them. You'll know where they are. You can Prowler in there at the same time. Any enemies that are kind of tucked in, you can seize them. Remember, this character is an initiator, and it's meant to be a fold to Sova in some aspects, and I think so far, I want to know, like, how many of these abilities you get. Like, are you getting 2 haunts, or whatever the case may be? But I do think that the character kind of seems really fucking cool, and I like the thematic thing, where it's a bounty hunter, and all the freaking abilities kind of match that. And I'm getting big-time Bloodhound vibes. Anyways, last up, Nightfall. Equip this ability. Fire to send out a wave of dark mist. If the mist comes into contact with an enemy, they will be trailed, deaf, and decayed for 12 seconds. Okay. So it doesn't actually sound like this is destroyable. I mean, it doesn't say so, and it's goddamn mist. So it makes me think that it's not. Maybe it's just something that you run from. You just can't fight, you run from it. So it's a little bit different than Sky's ultimate. But all in all, this character kind of looks like slightly different Sky, right? You don't have a pop flash, but instead of having that flash that can gather info, you have Haunt, which can kind of guarantee gather some more info. And of course, the Seize as well. I'm actually really excited about this character. And remember, you don't have to make every single character completely unique. There's going to be a fair amount of overlap between previous characters, and that's just going to happen as the roster expands. But I think that they have made this character's abilities line up. They have filled the initiator role even more with more information gathering, which I'm always down for. But nothing really here screams that unique except for the ability to trap enemies. Like, you literally get to lock them up, and I'm not entirely sure how strong an ability like that is when people can just die so quickly. It's interesting, sure, but I'm not sure it's much better than some of the other AoE removal abilities, getting people out of cubbies and things like that, but it is more thematic, and I'm always down for it to go with the theme of the agent. And remember, the devs talked about how they wanted to introduce more competition to Sova, to other initiators, and make a more healthy ecosystem rather than just deleting and kind of removing Sova from the meta. And I'm interested in if this character is going to be enough. How strong is it going to be, and about some of the information that we don't know yet. But let me know, how do you feel about the agent? Are you going to main them? Do you like them? And I just want to hear your entire opinion. But the GameLeap website right now is the best place to absolutely dominate in-depth tips, tricks, VODs, and so much more. Do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below.